Hi everybody, and welcome to Doctor Who Review. I'm your host, Morgan McAvoy, and today I'll be talking about Episode 7 of Season 2 of Doctor Who, Wish Worlds. Now, if you haven't seen the episode, then you might want to stop watching. Because remember, spoilers. We already knew that the Ronnie was evil, but considering the fact that she took a baby away from his family, and also considering what she did to his family, proved just how evil she is. But I was wondering why the Ronnie wanted the baby in the first place, and that was explained later in the episode. Also, obviously, I wanted them to remember who they were, but seeing the Doctor, Belinda, and Poppy as a family was pretty cute and also a little funny. But I was wondering how they were going to remember who they were. So when Ruby showed up at their house and asked the Doctor if he was called the Doctor, but the Doctor said that his name was John Smith, it was clear that Ruby remembered some things. She just didn't know why. And after the Doctor went to work, he also started to express his own doubts. It was also interesting to see what Unit was like in this alternate world. I did feel sorry for Belinda when she couldn't remember giving birth to Poppy, but it also made sense since she didn't actually give birth to Poppy. But it was still sad to see Belinda run out of her house and scream. It was also a surprise when the Mrs. Flood Ronnie visited Conrad and the baby, and the baby had a very familiar laugh. And we found out later the reason for that. The baby is the god of wishes, and the alternate worlds that this episode took place in was a wish that Conrad made. I liked that when Ruby and Shirley saw each other, even though they couldn't remember why, they knew each other's names. And I liked that Ruby joined Shirley's group, who, like Ruby, also had a feeling that something was wrong with the worlds that they were living in, and they told Ruby that they had a plan to cut Conrad off from everyone so he would have to come to them. And Ruby said that she knew if she could look Conrad in the eye, she would remember why she felt like she knew him, and she would also remember the Doctor. And all I can say to that is, when Ruby does remember Conrad, she's definitely going to hate him, considering what he did to her. It made me really happy to see Rogue appear on the TV the doctor was watching to tell the doctor that tables don't do that. Ever since meeting Rogue last season, I had been hoping that we would see him again, and now that we have, I'm still hoping that we will see the Doctor and Rogue reunite. It was also sad when, after the Doctor told Belinda about Rogue's message and showed Belinda how the coffee mugs would fall through the table, Belinda turned him in for expressing doubt. But then the Mrs. Flood Ronnie also took Belinda in, and the Doctor and Belinda were taken to the Ronnie. When the Ronnie was trying to get the Doctor to remember who she was and told him that they were never really enemies, it was clear that she didn't really believe that, since after the Doctor finally remembered who he was, he found himself locked out on the balcony, since the Ronnie knew that the Doctor would try and stop her from destroying the world to bring back the first Time Lord, Omega. I'm also wondering where Belinda went, since after the Ronnie had her kicked out, she vanished. I'm wondering what the Doctor meant while he was falling off the balcony, yelling to the Ronnie that Poppy was real and that he did have a daughter, since he also said, "Don't you know what that means?" Obviously, we know that Poppy is real, since she was in the episode Space Babies last season, and Belinda saw her in the episode The Story and the Engine this season. But I don't understand how she's really the Doctor's daughter and what that means. I'm also hoping that Ruby, Shirley, and Winnie are all right, since when the episode ended, it looked like the balcony that the Doctor was on fell on them. Thanks for watching, guys! If you saw the episode, let me know in the comments what you thought about it. And if you want to see any of my previous Doctor Who reviews, check out the playlist. And if you want to see my future Doctor Who reviews or any of my other future videos, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.